Welcome back to MMAOddsBreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. This week on the phone, we have Josh Burns getting ready to fight. Well, they touted him as TNA champion, Bobby Lashley, in Bellator 123. But really, being a pro wrestler and being an MMA fighter don't really mix, do they, Josh?
Oh, not really. I mean, they're two different worlds. So,
you know, we've seen T. Ortiz and Nola Wall and Rampage Jackson and a bunch of other people try to make that mix. It just doesn't work out right for them at any time. When they really try to do it full time, both jobs, it seems to be so much different. Bobby's always had a problem with his shape. You know, being in shape for these fights. Do you think it's still going to be a problem for him?
you know, I think Bobby's always going to have a problem with conditioning as long as he carries the size that he carries, and he carries those aesthetics for the wrestling and for the fan base on the wrestling side, because they want the cartoon character, they want that really big, aesthetically pleasing look. But as far as MMA, it's not functional, and I don't believe that it's ever going to help him until he decides to cut it down a little bit.
And I've actually said to Bobby, I commentated a couple of his fights a few years ago, and I told him, if he wants to be an MMA guy, he's got to get smaller, and his comment was the same thing you pretty much just said. Pro wrestling, they want the big cartoon character guy, and that doesn't necessarily work. But now pro wrestling's gone to a smaller guys. A lot of guys that are smaller, they're doing very, very well, and I don't understand why Bobby doesn't try to get his size down. But with that being said, technical-wise, how do you feel about Bobby as a pro MMA fighter, technically speaking?
Technically speaking, I have a lot of respect for his grappling, or for his wrestling. I'm an original Hammer House guy, so, I respect wrestling a lot. And I'm pretty sure that's his only chance, with MMA right now, not even just me, would be the wrestling. But I think I'm his first pure wrestler that he's going to face. And, obviously I have much better striking than from all the opponents that I can see that he's ever fought. Not many of them have very good striking. I mean, he did fight James Thompson, who's got big hands, but he's a big lumbering guy, and he didn't pose a threat speed-wise, and he really didn't get punches off because Bobby was inside basically half the fight. So, but that's pretty much where I stand. You know what I'm saying? I think that physically, he's going to be, he's going to be strong. He's going to have a great shot. But that gas tank is going to be what's going to be in question, and we're going to definitely, our plan is to definitely test that and test his chin and test his willpower, because I don't think that he's acclimated as a fighter. You saw with Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's a phenomenal athlete, just like Bobby. They're both great athletes. But the problem is when they get in there with somebody who's acclimated to getting hit and is equal to them on the level of athleticism as far as through MMA, they tend to have a problem because they don't like to get hit, and when it comes repetitively upon each other, that usually shies them away.
Are you going to try to make this an inside grinding match with Bobby and really lay some weight on him so you can really test his cardio early?
I believe I really don't want to get into a grappling match with him right off the bat, because that's where he's going to be the strongest, and he is a physically dominating person. Like, he does have a lot of physical strength. I've got a lot of friends that's trained with him at CSW and down at AGT, so it's pretty much we're gonna test him, as far as his conditioning, with hands, and try to prevent the grappling match in the first round. But then, obviously, as the match goes on, wherever it goes, it goes. I don't see him taking too many blows to the head. I just don't see him taking too much damage, period. Not that he's not a tough guy and got a lot of, is a good athlete, but I don't think he's ever really been tested. And when Griggs, actually laid some leather on him, I personally think he gave up. Like, when you watch him fight, like, I'm not saying he doesn't have heart, but he just doesn't know how to deal with that adversity. It's a different type of adversity. It's even different than wrestling. I mean, I grew up wrestling, like I said, Hammer House with Mark and all the guys, and, wrestlers are tough, man. We're tough-minded guys, but this is a lot different. This isn't just grappling. I mean, you're getting cracked in the noggin, and when that happens, it discombobulates people, and if they're not used to getting hit, that's where we're going to try to take it to.
The amount of time that Bobby spent in mixed martial arts, he really hasn't learned how to take a punch, or doesn't seem comfortable. Let me say this: he doesn't seem comfortable taking punches, and that could really be to your advantage. Do you see this fight going much further than the second round?
To be honest with you, I'm looking for a 15-minute grueling war. Whether it lasts 15 minutes or not, obviously I'd like it to end a lot quicker, but as of right now, I'm planning on 15 minutes.
That's Josh Burns getting ready to fight Bobby Lashley coming up in Bellator 123. Josh, has anything changed in your training camp to get ready for this fight? Have you done anything differently for this one, or is it pretty much the same as you always do?
No, it's been a blessing. About 6 months ago, after I fought Rafael Butler for Bellator, I blew my eardrum and basically felt like I didn't have any cardio, and I know I had trained. And long story short, we ended up finding out I had like a viral infection in my heart, which I didn't know what that was, and scared all of us. And we're talking about heart transplants and all this crazy stuff. And so I thought I wasn't even worried about fighting. I was just worried about my kids and like being a father. And come to find out it was a viral infection, which basically for the last couple of years I've been fighting at about with my ejection fraction rate, which is the efficiency of the heart, at about 30%. So as my cardiologist would say, I was fighting with both my arms tied behind my back, and being a heavyweight, that makes it even worse because we got a lot more mass. So this is the first camp that I really feel healthy. My cardio, I'm going 5.5s like it ain't nothing. I just feel great. So as far as camp is concerned, I'm able to do a lot more than I've been doing. So, I've been pulling 3-a-days for the last 5 weeks. I feel great, and picked up my hyperbaric therapy, started this last week. So I feel like I'm going to be at the best shape possible, coming up for this fight. So Bobby's definitely going to get the best Josh Burns that's available.
I can't believe, Josh, that you went through that. I had no idea that it was that bad. I knew that you were a little bit sick. I didn't know they were talking about heart transplants and that you're only working at 30% capacity your last couple of years. What did it have to do to help you get over the viral infection? It's usually with viruses, it's just time before it kind of kicks it out. But what did you have to do?
Yeah, I had to take time. It took 90 days of viral. I had to take antiviral medication. 120 days not doing anything. I couldn't physically do nothing. So basically, directly after the fight with Rafael Butler, he became bedridden and just walking around, didn't do too much. And as far as the recovery-wise, I just had to take the medicine, and they didn't even know if it was a viral infection. They said that's the only thing possible that it could be without having to have like serious heart issues. And come to find out, thank the Lord, it was a viral issue, which they caught, and were able to heal me, and I feel great, man. It's the greatest feeling in the world to go into training and know, even sparring, when I go into spar and go, man, I only got 1 or 2 good rounds in me, and then I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me. I don't want that to happen. So now I'm walking in there going, nobody can do it. Like, I have the conditioning to grapple for 15 minutes, to strike for 15 minutes, to do both for 15 minutes, and then continue to do conditioning afterwards. So I feel pretty good, feel real good. It's a blessing.
Yeah. The one last statement you made, Josh, the fact that you said, thank the Lord, it was a viral infection. That's the first time I've heard anybody say that they're happy they got a viral infection in their heart, as opposed to the others. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, seeing what the other option was, talking about heart transplants and stuff, I'm pretty sure that I'm happy with the viral infection.
Yeah, we're all happy with just a viral infection at this point. That's great. John, thanks for spending a couple minutes on here with us with MMAOddsBreaker. I really appreciate it. I know you got to get ready for your next workout. Good luck, and we'll talk to you after this fight. I want to see how things are going with and how you feel afterwards, after this fight, how you feel your heart did and how things are coming together for you.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll talk to you soon.